And now a word from our sponsor. Video games. Do you have extra time in your life? Do you like sitting down? Well, have we got the thing for you. Video games. It's like a book meets a movie meets your imagination. Video games. Now girls even play them. Video games. The other white meat. Video games. It's what's for dinner. Video games brought to you by the National Council for Advocacy of Video Games. Just kidding, we don't have a sponsor. You're listening to Season 5 of That's Life, the comedy podcast designed with your laughter in mind. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be entertained.
That's life.
And
That's what all
we're back. Yep, Aruni, you are hearing us here. This is Pete coming to you live and direct from the 215. You can hear him there in the background.
Oh man, I've been relegated to the background already.
Well, I mean, technically it's like the background, but it's not the background.
Technically.
But speaking of, also we narrowly missed a Amazing Rando visit tonight.
Oh,
We ended up having to work, but that's okay. He's back in orbit, which means the next pass we might be able to grab him. This week was actually more of a miracle that we were having a podcast here for episode 120 because I was crazy overtime all fucking week. I was kind of sick last weekend, kind of coughing, all sorts of shit, but got all kinds of good. I got the good zine with the codeine from the doctor.
it is quite good. Yeah, there's apparently been something going around. Like a lot of people have been throwing up and coughing. And
oh yeah, I didn't get the puking. I got it was like the kind of like a first it was like a flu kind of thing, and then the flu-ness sort of went away, and it was just like in the throat and my in the lungs rather, because the lungs were just full of shit. And then when I get sick, and sometimes I just like taking a break from smoking because I was smoking a lot, like all the time. I'm like, all right, this is getting ridiculous. So I haven't smoked anything in like 2.5 weeks, I think.
Oh, that's
this Saturday it'll be 2.5 weeks. Yeah. Well, it's cheaper, and it was like I didn't want to get to the point where it was going to be like a real big deal to stop smoking. Like, I felt it was easier this time though than it was during the summer when I was doing it for the health insurance thing.
Right.
Because I didn't really want to smoke this time. I was just like I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, it's definitely easier when you get into the right mindset. Like I haven't had any kind of smoky thing for months now.
Yeah, dude, if you just don't, as long as you just don't want to do it, then you're not going to find a reason to do it.
Yeah.
And with my lungs and the coughing and shit, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stop. And it sucked for like a day and a half, 2 days because you have that smoker's cough where your lungs are like, what? You're not like trying to hickory smoke us anymore? Well, we're going to keep making mucus. I hope that doesn't fuck with you, which you did.
Yeah, right.
But finally I started getting over that. And then met a bunch of people on the OkCupid, but just one lovely young lady's like, hey, what are you doing Wednesday night? I'm like, well, working, and it's a gym night. And she's like, well, if you get done early enough, why don't you come out to Savoy? 11:11's playing. We're going to be out there. I'm like, I was like, all right.
That's why that looks familiar.
Yeah.
I've been there.
I was like, well, I'll see about it. So I was at work. We actually got done kind of early. It's Thanksgiving Eve. I didn't have anything to do. I wasn't picking up the girls till a little bit later. And I was like, well, I could go to the gym. I was like, you know what? I'll go to the gym some other night. This chick seems pretty cool. What's the worst that can happen? I should go out.
Yeah.
I need to get out into new social circles and just get out there and see what it is people do that are single now these days.
Yeah. Try and figure it out.
So it turns out it's almost exactly the same thing they did over a decade ago. Except now,
really surprised me.
I have more money. That's the difference.
Right.
By the sheer virtue that I'm not an alcoholic, drug addict, scumbag, maniac, I have a decent job and a car and no warrants out for me. My value in the single guy market
pretty high.
Pretty high. No idea. I had no clue that any of these attributes were anything other than normal.
Well, yeah, you got the area there
Yeah.
That Millville area, you hit all the things that are rare for the male species.
Evidently. So I go there. Me here, she's pretty cool. The place is so packed that they're not letting anyone else in. and so I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going to bounce then, whatever. And I'm thinking, well, I guess I can go to the gym or whatever. And she's like, no, actually, I know the owner. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So the owner's like, yeah, okay, yeah, he can come in. He's kind of cute. He can come in. I'm like, oh, when did I become cute? All right, okay, whatever. Put the bracelet on. Okay, la-di-da-di-da. So I go in, and I'm like, oh, it's totally packed at the bar. So I just go up to the bar waving a 20. And she knows the bartender, so bartender looks me out. I get drinks. We head immediately right up to the stage. And of all people, I see Jamie Smith, red-haired maniac, awesome chick.
Cool. I don't know her, so
she's imagine if both of the women from Absolutely Fabulous merged to become one woman.
Okay.
And then had red hair. That's who she would be. So.
Gotcha.
She's one of those people who are impossibly fabulous and just have like a natural luck that they end up getting into and out of hijinks all the time.
Nice.
But turns out she's friends with the woman that invited me out. So we're hanging out and everything. And she's like, "Oh, come on, let's dance." I'm like, "All right." Before I even think that, I don't really dance. So I just go out there and I'm like, being ridiculous because that's what I do.
You do. Yep.
I kind of like look over my shoulder. I'm like, "Oh, there's Randy. Oh, it's Randy." And Randy's totally being Randy with
Amazing Rando.
with two incredibly hot chicks like surrounding him. Those three of them, and I'm like, "Go Rando!" And he's
very
like,
much what Randy does.
"Yeah, it was awesome." So I'm talking to him while they're kind of dancing with me, and had a blast. I'm like, "Oh, come on, you gotta be on the show." He's like, "Oh yeah, dude, that would be awesome." So we had a near miss this time.
Sweet.
But yeah, so hung out, chatted with the bass player, super cool guy. Him and a friend of his that plays there. They that's kind of like their bread and butter band. 1111. They do mainly covers, but their passion is actually jazz.
Oh, sweet.
And I'm like, "Well, you should be on the show. We'll talk about that. Be ridiculous." Because I was talking to him, just being my ridiculous self. I'm like, imagine everything we've said, but with mics. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, you love Pete, fucking my co-host. He's fucking awesome. He's good people, musician, awesome guy. Just, a lot like me, and we'd have a lot to chat about. So he's like, "Oh, call me." So holidays a little cramped for time.
Yeah.
And then, of course, 12's all of this week. So I'm going to try to aim for sometime next week where we can do something like that. Thanksgiving itself, I kind of got a late start. Only got my youngest because the oldest was doing teenager-y things.
Yep.
So went out.
They do that.
Went out a little after dinner, but it didn't matter because it's really just, her seeing all of her cousins and seeing family and stuff. Got her back home. Everything was scrooby. I think I did something afterwards, but I don't remember. And then Friday, ended up going out to the bar with that same chick, and bumped into Richard Hollingsworth. And Friday was just too much alcohol consumed between Wednesday night and Friday for me.
Mm.
And so Saturday, I just sort of chilled and did fuck all because I felt like shit. So this is why I don't drink almost every night. This is because I was drinking cider like it was going out of fucking style.
Yeah, if you're not if
Not
you're
at all.
getting back into that, or you jump right back in the deep end, you get you feel it.
I got the bends. I went too deep in the deep end. I was like, oh shit, okay. So I took Saturday off, and Sunday I picked up the girls. Usually we would do it on Black Friday, but obviously things are a little different this year. So we went to Home Depot, got both my babies. We went out and bought a tree and some lights for it, and brought it over here and decorated it. And I was going to decorate it fully, but I forgot to get the ornament hooks.
Oh, oops.
Well, for years, all of my ornaments have been like secondhand or meaningful, or
most of the
Kim
time.
always took care of it if they were new or whatever. I don't know. So it's kind of like, oh wow, starting from scratch, but that's okay,
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck it.
and even then, it's just hooks, not that big a deal.
Yeah. So this week, I get them Saturday instead of Sunday, and we're gonna finish it. I never used it before, but I'm gonna use Garland on this go round, and then we'll put the balls on, and take some pictures and shit. But I love the lights I got on this. They're LED lights, but you can flip a switch.
Oh, nice.
And they because like right now they're just like that really nice crystal white color. But you flip a switch and it becomes a colored strand.
Ah, sweet.
And
that's fucking rad.
I have a lighted LED star on the top that actually Kim had found it, and I don't know how she got it, but she's like, "Hey, if you want this, you can have it." And I was like, "Well, thanks." So that's the star now. That's just how that's the story of the star now for the rest of my life. Until the next time I get fucking to the next pickle I'm in and I end up having to start over. But
right.
But you flip a switch and all these lights turn to colored lights. So it's real. So you can have both ways if you want. It's fucking pretty neat.
That is pretty cool.
Let's see the last bit of what's new. Did a bunch of reading, but I didn't do any show notes on it because I just finished them.
Okay.
But next time I got some really cool shit on those books. Working crazy overtime. Oh my god, I haven't lifted since like fucking Monday of last week, and
wow.
And I'm dying inside, dude. It's like, oh. So I hopefully tomorrow when I'm done work at like 1 a.m, I'm gonna fucking knuckle up and go back to the gym and then get back into the thing because I got lots of Dude, let me tell you, Wednesday night, Pete, Carl felt it was like exactly the antidote for the blues. Because like,
sweet.
As you well know, I've been like working out diligently, trying to eat right, trying to get myself back into presentable shape, or the best shape I can be in, because I'm single and stuff. But because of work and just
life in
general, I haven't connected with any kind of a social single scene in my age group in the area.
It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah,
that's why that was another big reason that I left. I'll be honest.
Yeah, because it's like and then once you're in,
not the quantity, it's the quality.
Well, once you're in, you're like, oh, this is where everything's been at. Oh, I see it all now. But until you get in, you're out. But I got lots of very appreciative. And women seem to be more
aggressive.
I maybe it's aggressive. Yes, definitely yes. But like just will put their hands all over you, like under your shirt, up over, and just tell you that they love your muscles and your arms and your chest. And I'm just like, well, thank you. They're actually a match set.
They do all sort of travel together.
I tried actually when I left the house to come here, I had 2 left arms on, and I just kept going in circles. So I had to go back in and take the extra left off and put the right on because they didn't match. And they're like, "You're funny, you're cute." And so it was like, if someone was to script a night where Carl felt great about himself, everybody said the right things, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "I gotta tell Pete, this is awesome."
That is really cool.
That's why I texted you.
I'm really happy to hear it.
I'm like, oh my god, Pete, everything's turning around now. It was like somebody like just played the right notes on a piano and unlocked and a whole wall opened up in my head. And
it's like because I was really happy to see that you were having a good time. It just like kind of came out of nowhere.
Yes, it really did.
And I was like, awesome. Like, yay for you, definitely.
But this is a bit. I'll have to ask him about this because this is a lot to come out of the blue.
Yeah, it's just like, is this? I mean.
Well, I only had like maybe.
You didn't. I had no idea you were going out or anything. It wasn't like
me either.
Said like, oh hey, I'm gonna be going out. I'll let you know how it is or anything like that. So it's just suddenly Carl at a large social event, and I was like, oh maybe. Because from the one picture, it was just like a big ass crowd of people.
Dude, yeah.
So I was like, oh, is that like a work dinner or something? Like, was it the holiday dinner? I don't know. He'll tell me about it.
Yeah. No, yeah. It was there was like 700 people there, dude. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, it looked fucking packed.
I was like, oh shit, this place is not so bad. But yeah, so that was it was like the perfectly constructed night, and it just unlocked the door in my head that going through some other kind of things, which are kind of suck. But that just like turned it all around in the span of like an hour. I thought I was just going to go there and not know anybody and sort of stand there for a little while till, she got tired or I got tired. Like, all right, well, hey, man, this has been fun. I'll talk to you later. Instead, It was just like, okay, Carl, remember where you left off, before you stopped being single when you were just Mr. Loquacious, funny guy, socially guy, everything's happy, everyone's laughing, having a great time. Yeah, just pick it up where you left off.
Just do that.
And I'm like, whoa, okay. Then I feel like I stepped out of a time machine or something kind of. I don't know how to describe it. It's fucking crazy. But I give it 2 thumbs up. That's my What's New there, Pete.
Awesome.
And I will be drafting some notes for our Christmas episode.
Oh, yeah.
Because we absolutely have to have our That's Life Christmas episode. Maybe we'll just have season 5 end with 2015 and pick up season 6 with 2016.
Cool. That works for me.
Since last time, like,
keeps the numbers all easy.
We jammed, and then it was just like things just got crazy. Then cops showed up. I was like, okay, well, we're not going to finish that set because if the cops were here already,
yeah,
it's like I'm just going to drink some until I decide that okay, I'm going to be ready to go home in an hour, so I'm going to stop drinking. But yeah, what is new? Because that was a big one for me. What is new with you?
Yeah, you got the exciting what's new. My what's new will definitely pale in comparison because I am a boring motherfucker.
Well, I was too. I became unboring all of a sudden. Don't let me. It's not like I'm like living like a James Bond lifestyle all the time. No, it was just like all at once. Wham! Holy shit.
Nothing wrong with that though. That's good. No, I've just been working at the grind, man. Like, just doing
getting that money.
Much of the work thing. Yeah, I guess my whole deal is just like getting shit in order and getting more just I don't know, settled, stabilized, something kind of.
Well, that's good though. You definitely got to knuckle down. That's like an activity that sort of just builds you up some.
Yeah, I'm like pretending to be all grooted up and shit. Like,
right on.
Like I'm adulting, like a proper adult.
There you go.
Making plans and doing things for the future or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like because of blah 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 words. Because my dad is going to be moving back to Jersey the end of next year.
Woo!
And he wanted me to come with him, but I was like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
I know, but let me dream.
I like Philly. So talking to the landlord, I'm going to be able to take over the lease for the apartment that we have now, which is rad because no credit check, no down payment, no security deposit.
Yeah, that's a big,
like,
yeah.
It's a lot of money saved.
Fuck yeah.
And the landlord was like, oh, rent's going to go up like $50, and it's like whatever because it's still under $1,000 for a 2-bedroom fucking
that's pretty nice
place right in a nice neighborhood. So not going to complain about that. So there's like, so now that won't happen like until the late, like, like third quarter 2016 is when like all the like dad moving and all that kind of stuff would occur. So that leaves me with the option of looking for roommates if I would like. But I crunched numbers. I don't need a roommate to live in this place.
That's the best situation to be in because then you can have a roommate, but if it doesn't work out, you can not have that roommate and find another roommate. It's no big deal or whatever.
Yeah, and that's when I was talking. One of the cool things is like I can be real choosy. Like I don't have to be like, oh my goodness, you're probably going to be like you'll probably work. Maybe I hope.
I don't know. I need you or I'll starve. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can just be like, no, I'm sorry, we're going to have you fill out this application, and I'm going to run a background check. And, so like my buddy Alan wants to
super cool dude.
which would be fine because he is one of the most responsible people I know. And like, he does not have trouble with money, at all. He doesn't do drugs or even really drink that much. Like, he doesn't spend frivolously. He doesn't live above his means.
He seems like a really cool dude.
He's very cool, pretty chill. He's a good foil to my insanity, because I can be pretty fucking wacky and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a good straight man for that type of thing. That's an option, but the issue there is he has a cat and my place is no pets, and so he was just like,
no problem.
I want to bring the cat.
Yeah, just throw the cat away.
And I'm like, yeah, all right. Yeah, it's like, oh, I got to bring the cat. And I'm like, well, then I guess, I don't know how that's going to work for you. Good luck. But that's like,
But, dude, it's a cat. You can, like, take it somewhere, and it'll be just as happy if you are not around it. It's a cat. They don't care as much. It's not like a dog, which is like, oh, my God, I'm so dependent on you. I'll die without you. A cat's like, oh, yeah. Oh, you're breaking up with me? I was going to dump you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
I already had broken up with you years ago.
Yeah, shit.
I was just staying for the health benefits.
Yeah, pretty fucking much.
But anyway, that's whatever. Things to figure out, like I said. It's a nice feeling to be able to go, I actually do not need someone else to fucking survive. I can be 100% independent.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fucking rad feeling, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, because you can, like, walk around naked all the time. It don't fucking matter.
Yep.
You just, like, come home whenever. You can sing really loud.
I have a high tolerance for solitude, and I actually like to kind of hang out by myself sometimes. So
yeah, sometimes it's like, all right, I've had enough of the world. I just want to fucking play Star Wars: The Old Republic and not talk to another living fucking soul for the entire time I'm awake today. That's my goal.
Yes, it is.
And you can do that, or if you're out somewhere and you meet a lovely lady and you're chatting it up, and she's like, hey, so do you have some etchings I could look at? I like your arms. And then, like, you can be like, all right, well, where do you want to go from here? I don't know. Where's your place at? You can be like, oh, all right.
Is there a bed there? Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Except, let me move 600 pounds of books off my sofa.
Yeah.
Then sit on it and go, I don't think I've ever sat on this before. Like, I don't say, why don't you sit on your sofa? Like, why would I?
Why do I need to? Yeah.
Look at the chair. I have a chair.
Or like, let me move aside my streaming setup, and we can be more comfortable. Because I've got a computer chair and a big ass fucking green screen and like laptops and like there's just tech everywhere.
Yeah, no, I did get that question.
Back there somewhere.
How many computers do you have? I'm like, well, there's 1, 2, 3. Why do you have 3 computers? I said, well, that one's for gaming. That one's for audiovisual and interneting and shit, and for editing, the visual elements of the podcast and posting it. And that one is strictly not connected to the internet at all, ever, and it's just for the studio. She's like, do you ever go on all 3 at once? I'm like, well, yeah, sometimes, but it's not as cool as you think. I'm not like, okay, I'm like fucking huge Jackman and swordfish. What's that? Swordfish, yeah.
Swordfish.
Nowhere near that fucking cool. I'm not fronting.
That's right. We're not hacking into the Pentagon while getting a blowjob.
No, yeah, usually I'm trying
kind of bad, but
trying to hack into me forgetting to turn on something. That's pretty much me. That's my hacking. It's like, oh, I forgot to plug that in.
Trying to remember the fucking password for whatever site we're trying to get on there.
I'm in. It's just me clicking on the right button. It's nowhere near as exciting.
Hey, it's the small victories, man.
All right, well, we'll get some good.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, just
what's up with that chick, that girly girl, the
Melissa?
Fizzle out, it fizzle in. Is it in limbo?
It's kind of She's in Florida visiting friends this week. It's just like it's scheduling, man. Just scheduling has been a nightmare, but there's still plenty of interest on for both parties. Like,
okay. That's what sucks when you're an
talk
adult.
all the time, with all texting and like Skype and online, and like there's lots and lots of interaction, just not like in the same physical space.
Like proper date interaction.
Right. It's just because it's been like it's hard to schedule things, and she's shy for whatever reason, and but it's all good. Like I don't know. I enjoy having someone to talk to that's like,
nice,
a real normal fucking person.
Yeah.
And, who actually enjoys talking to me for some fucking reason.
Oh yeah.
I'll take it. It's all good.
It's nice to have that validation through communication. Just hey, you're desirous of my person. Well, what a coinky dink. I am desirous of your person. Let's make each other laugh.
Yeah, it's weird, like having positive connections with somebody, that's like exactly what I would be looking for in a person of the female persuasion.
Woo! They're the best.
Educated, own job, own car, her own fucking money, no fucking kids.
Not going into jail or coming out of jail.
Like, it's not a fucking stripper or a drug addict or any weird combination of any of those things. Like, normal chick or, normal for me, it's a gamer, purple hair, streams, fucking, she's awesome. She's got a fucked up sense of humor.
A must.
Doesn't get offended by anything I say, which is good because I say some messed up stuff. If anything, she finds it funny. So like definitely still good mojo there.
Oh yeah.
And
good win.
I invited her to her and her friend person that she's visiting to tune in this evening, but she figured they weren't going to be up this late, so I was like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a little late for the straights,
but that's cool because we that's why we record these things so people can hear them whenever.
Listen to them whenever.
I have a couple like followers on the Forge Dragons channel that we're streaming on overseas, so it's a good time of day for them to be checking us out.
Oh yeah, prime time.
So unfortunately, the one guy was just like, I'm not that interested in WoW, so I'll see you later. And I was like, all right, whatever. You'll miss out on the funny, but it's not my problem.
Yeah, the funny's still there. Just ignore the WoW. Focus on the funny.
Like, I'm only having this because I need a game on to not get kicked off the streaming for Twitch, and because I can have it going and not focus on it.
Because you're just like letting your hands.
I can't play BioShock because that's what I for Black Friday I picked up all 3 BioShock games because I think Infinite came up on sale for like $8.
Holy shit!
And I was like, oh sweet, I wanted to buy that again because something dumb happened last time and they removed it from my collection because I bought it. All right, so I bought it when it was like $30 on sale, and then I bought that and like one other game, like Magica or something, another game at the same time, and had them paid for, money out of the account long enough for me to beat BioShock Infinite and start playing it again.
Oh shit!
And then one day, so this is like so now we're talking about like 2 months later. I noticed I have like 50 extra bucks in my bank account, and I was like, rad. I don't know where that came from. That's cool. It turns out where it came from was a fucking credit back to Steam for no fucking reason for the 2 games that I had bought. So Steam banned my fucking account for like 6 months, and I can't use that credit card anymore.
That's fucking.
And I was like, this makes no fucking sense. So, and consequently, they took away BioShock Infinite and the other game. I didn't care about the other game because I didn't really play it that much, but I actually enjoyed Infinite because the story was fucking fantastic.
Bastards.
The gunplay is terrible, but the story is great.
Oh, dude, story can save anything.
So it was on sale for $8, and I was like, dude, that's awesome. I'll totally buy that. So I go over to the page, and Bioshock 1 is on sale for $4. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then Bioshock 2 is also on sale for $4. So I'm like, $16. I'll totally do that.
Yeah, you can't say no to that.
So I go click on the Bioshock 1, and it's like triple pack, $11.
Dude.
Like, triple pack? What's in the triple pack? And it's 1, 2, and 3, and it's $11. And I was like, sold.
It just keeps getting better and better.
So I started playing. I'm doing a streaming series. I'll be playing straight through all 3 of them. I've already started like 2 sessions in to the first Bioshock, and it's a lot cooler now playing the original Bioshock after having played through Infinite and watched the DLC and stuff, because it's just like the amount of planning they had to go with the story to circle back around on it. They did such a fantastic job of writing this game. It's really, really cool. So I'm having a blast with that. And that's like, and that's my exciting what's new.
Well, I have a few items for mixed media review. I know you've read some bookies.
Yeah, I got the book things going on there
and stuff. So let's jump hip deep into our mixed media review. Whether it's movies, TV shows, video games, or books, we have the half-assed commentary you crave. It's Mixed Media Review. That's right. You watch it, you listen to it, you play it, you read it, you paint it, you dig a hole and bury it, and we'll jibberty all about it. Mixed Media Review.
Yes.
All right. I got 3 short ones here, Pete, and then I want to jump into your super awesome bookness. I went to go see this evening. The whole reason we're able to do a podcast is because I'm not working overtime, because I took the night off many, many moons in advance to see the last show of Riff Tracks Live, The Crappening. They did Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny. There was a whole bunch of... Oh, my
God. I don't know what that is, but it sounds amazing.
The movie... They started with I think it was like 2 or 3 shorts, and then they go into the actual movie. Each one, it became more and more disjointed and just surreal and just obscene and strange and obtuse until... I just, by the time you get to Santa Claus Ice Cream Bunny, you're like, why? What is happening here? None of this makes any sense, and is only connected to Christmas in the loosest possible context. But, oh, what's happening? Is there a fire? I hear crinkling.
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't realize it was that loud. I'm opening.
Oh, my God, yeah, that's like...
My bad. Sorry.
I couldn't even hear you. I couldn't hear it. I was like, what's happening? Is Pete on fire? But, oh, yeah, they were in top form.
My mic. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no problem. They were in top form. They did a terrific job. There's going to be an encore performance next Thursday. Check it out at a participating theater. Fathom Events has it. Also, it was starting at there's something called the Turkey Day Marathon, which Mystery Science Theater 3000 has done over the years. They did when they had their show on the networks,
the TVs.
Yeah, and now it became something that the internet took over when the internet was able to do that sort of thing, where they would take like select episodes and they would have guys from the show come back and do like little guest bits in between. It's just Turkey Day Marathon. It starts at 9 a.m. and it goes, you just MST all night. It's great.
Nice.
Well, it turns out that Joel Robinson, who's the guy who created MST3K, he had left the show in the middle of its arc, if you will, to go pursue other things. That's when Mike had come on.
Yep.
But again, everybody who participated in any way with the show, ever interacted with it at any time, are great people. They're like, I think, the only positive people on the planet who are just perpetually good people.
Especially in that industry. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's just it's well anyway. So he said, I mean, we've been saying for years, oh God, we wish MST would come back, and we got Riff Tracks, and dude, Riff Tracks is great. It's its own animal. It is what it is. It's awesome, but it's its own thing. It's not MST. MST is MST. Now, Riff Tracks on the website, they are starting to make. Oh my God! What happened? What? Did you eat that? What was that sound?
What?
Oh, you just ate something. It made a horrible crinkling sound.
I thought my shit was muted. Why are you still hearing that?
Oh my God! Yeah, that was like it got closer to the mic.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Totally.
What the fuck? My mute button broken. That's
that's awesome. Yeah,
no, I feel like an asshole.
I think your mute button doesn't work. I think it actually makes it louder.
It must, because I'm over here like trying to turn it. I'm turning this on and off, thinking I'm chewing and oh man.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was
great. That's awesome.
That's
the worst way to find that
out. But it was funny though. Because you thought it was muted. It's not like you were just sitting there, la la la, fuck you. Blah, blah. You thought it was muted the whole time.
That's the worst. Well, fuck it. Now I'm gonna talk to my mouth.
Oh God.
I'm trying to be like professional.
Shit.
Like, no, you can go fuck yourself with that.
Oh fuck. But all right. Well, anyway, yeah. So Riff Tracks is making available MST episodes, which is great.
That is cool.
But anyway, so Joel has his project where he's bringing back MST. It's a new iteration of the show
through Kickstarter, right?
Yeah, and he completely, totally achieved the hell out of his goals.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's gonna. Felicia Day plays the mad scientist.
Oh my goodness.
And you know what? I love Felicia Day as a person. I have trouble connecting with a lot of her creative endeavors, like her acting. It just doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't like flip my switch for whatever reason. There's nothing wrong with it. Just I don't connect to it, you know. But
and that's
how it is. But I love what she does. I love her contribution to the video game and geek culture and internet culture. I think that's great. I got respect for her.
I just love her. She's amazing.
She's beautiful, beautiful, sweet, wonderful. Beautiful
for redheads.
Whoa, yeah. But
especially redheads in the nerd space.
Oh yeah, it's like the trifecta. It's the Venn diagram. She's at the center of all the spheres of the different awesomes.
Oh yes.
But anyway,
sphere her awesome any day.
Well, now it is the ultimate Venn diagram because now it's MST3K alumni. She plays the evil scientist, and I think she's fucking awesome. I think she should have been playing the bad guy all along.
Yeah.
Dude, she nailed it. I was like, oh, Felicia Day, huh? Well, but I'm like, after watching, because they aired a lot of the like little skits and stuff during the Turkey Day Marathon.
That explains
the commercials.
She, in some of her like geek and sundry type stuff, she's like, yeah, doing stuff, can't tell you about it. I'm like, okay, what's that about? Now we know.
Yep. She's gonna be her henchman. Her evil henchman's gonna be Patton Oswalt.
Oh
yeah, dude.
Oh my goodness, it's brilliant.
It's terrific. They've got 3 comedians that I don't know at all playing the part of Servo and Crow and the new guy that's now in space in the Satellite Love. I don't know who they are. I've never seen any of their work, but they have a great chemistry.
Nice.
They nail the character enough that you know this is Servo and you know this is Crow.
Okay.
But they have their own pizzazz to it,
that's good too.
Which makes it fresh. You know, it gives it a fresh feeling.
That would be needed for something like that because you wanna preserve the feel, but you don't want to come across like it's just cheap imitation.
Yeah. And I mean, and it's just terrific that they're doing it, and there's going to be all kinds of guests from of the old alumni from the old creative team, Best Brains, which did the original Mr. Science Theater 3000. I am totally stoked and excited for this. It's like all of my dreams coming true at once. I don't know what to say, but this is great.
Fucking sweet.
So more on that. I cannot wait till there's release dates and when the next first episode's coming. I am just and Joel is just as awesome as he always was. They're quality, decent fucking people, and anything we can do, it's like you can absolve your sins. Like it's like, I got drunk once and I crashed into a church. No problem. Just donate to this. Tell your friends about Mount Science Theater, and it'll help absolve you of your sins.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. While watching this Riff Tracks before, they had a trailer on, and I see Benedict Cumberbatch. And I'm like, oh, look at him. He looks like he's in some kind of Victorian piece. This is interesting. And then I'm like watching him, and he's saying things, and I'm watching, and then I see the actor who plays Dr. Watson on Sherlock, the British thing. I'm like, wow, that's neat. Oh my God. So they're doing a special Sherlock episode set in the Sherlock Holmes time period with those two guys, and all the actors from the show, actors and actresses from the Sherlock contemporary series.
Yeah. Oh,
and they're putting it back in that time period. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God! And that's going to be on February 8th and January 8th and January 6th and January 8th. I think I can't remember. I'll get the dates to you guys.
Yeah.
Because I saw that, and then Joanna texted me tonight and said, oh my God. I said, did you see the new Sherlock thing? And I just texted, OMG, 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 OMG. She's like, I know, oh my God. She's like, oh, I'm totally going to see it this day. I'm like, just tell me what day you're seeing it. I don't know. I'll make it happen. I'll be there for that. Lastly,
that's cool.
I've been revisiting, because Farscape is on Netflix. I've been revisiting, binge watching the Farscape series. And now the internet see, we watched this when it came out.
Yes.
On Sci-Fi. We'd all gather together.
Every Friday.
Yeah, every Friday. It was Friday. Every Friday night we would all gather together and we would watch it as the episodes came out.
Yep.
And this is back really before the internet was the internet it is now.
When there was still 28 baud modems.
Exactly.
And most of you kids don't even know what a baud is.
Yeah, you have no idea any of the words Pete just said, but all of them were slow and horrible.
Yep, and made those scary fax machine noises.
Yes. Yeah, it was
That's
really
how you talk to AOL.
If you wanted to watch a porn, it was kind of like, the Chinese had that saying, a village doesn't wait until it's thirsty to dig a well. Well, you don't wait to download porn until you're horny. Because you start like after Sunday school or something, because it would be a long time before you got the whole fucking video down.
You would be waiting. Yeah, the internet was not for porn at that time.
It was barely. It was
very much for chat messages. What are they called? Chat rooms? Yeah.
Chat rooms from back in the day. And pictures. You could see some pictures.
You could kind of get like a some bitmap boobies.
Well, now that there's the internet, I can actually watch a lot of the behind the scenes and the story of how they got the show together and what it was like working on it and why the storyline went the way it did. And
that's cool.
That was really interesting, and interesting to hear the actors and actresses. The scalding hot Claudia Black, who is just everything. And it is no coincidence the slight resemblance between Claudia Black's character of Aronson and my ex-wife, and why I gave her a day in court in the first place, because it was like similar builds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to say there was any cosplay that happened, but
in case there might have been.
I'm not going to say that's what happened, but but yeah. So because wow, she is just so wow. But it was great to see, and a lot of the conventions that they went to and talked to a lot of the actors and actresses on there. So it was nice to see the behind the scenes thing. So if you enjoyed Farscape and you want to give it another day in court,
things break.
It's worth checking out. Read a bunch of books, but I don't have notes prepared for them because I just finished this two series. and I'm almost on another one. But Pete, now, as I recall you saying earlier, you have done some bookage here, sir.
Yeah,
Do go on.
I've been on a very literate kick lately because I have this like hour-long commute to work, and you know I hadn't really had much to fill it with. You know, like I listen to music, but then after, oh, that's all that is. You know, I'm listening to music, but I still got to look at the fucking filthy underbelly that is the SEPTA commuters.
They should call it.
So gross.
They should change it to septic. I think that would be more apropos.
Yeah, it really is. Anyway, so.
Oh yeah. Also,
what was I saying? Oh yeah. Yeah. Go on.
Don't let me forget. What's new update? I actually got to try a Viagra pill because I've always joked about. Oh, I'd like to get a bucket of Viagra. Remind me to tell you about that.
Okay.
It was fucking insane. Go ahead, Pete. Please tell me about the books.
Funny, interesting thing. So,
oh, Jesus.
It was like one day my dad's like, "Oh, I just finished reading this book that." Wait, nope, that's not how it started. It started with The Martian.
What? Oh,
we talked.
You meant like a real Martian. I'm like, wait, huh? This story just took a right angle.
No, it kind of started with The Martian.
Okay.
But I know we already talked about that.
Yes.
And I read it and stuff, so I won't do that again. And once I finished that, like a couple weeks later, a little bit later, my dad comes to me with another book, and he's like, "Oh, I just finished reading this. I think you'd really like it." It's called Power of the Dog. I don't remember the author's name, but I'll look it up real fast. That way we have...
got to know the author's name so we can give him a little pseudo plug.
Don Winslow.
Okay, there we go.
Is the author's name. And he's got a new one out called The Cartel, which is a continuation. But we're waiting for that to hit paperback so we don't have to pay $8 million to read it.
Yeah.
So what this book is about is it's set over this span of a couple of decades, starting in the late 70s, ending in the mid to late 90s. And it's a story of intrigue about the war on drugs, the amazingly failed war on drugs.
Colossally failed.
And it's really interesting because it's based around this guy who's ex-CIA out of Nam, who was put into this brand new task force called the DEA, and it's about the people. He's like half Mexican, half American, and like he goes into Mexico, and it's all this kind of stuff about where he meets all these guys in the Mexican law enforcement, and they set up these big sting operations to get rid of the guys growing all the cocaine and stuff, and he accidentally helps to set up this new gigantic empire of drug lords.
Oops.
And then it's just like shit goes and it spirals out of control, and you meet all these people, and it's like, how do they have anything to do with anything? And then it's like it's a really great and compelling like web of craziness that draws all these different characters together, and like all of the double crossing and the scheming and the kind of like some whodunit type action going on in there. And meanwhile, it parallels the real events that occurred. Like they talk about like NAFTA and like Operation Phoenix and Condor, and like real shit that went down.
Oh shit!
During like the Reagan administration and the different like things that were going on in the Bush administration, and all this kind of stuff with this fictional story. And it's just like it is a page turner, man. I couldn't put it down, and I read kind of slow. Like I don't. it takes me a while to get through stuff, but I just burned through this book. Like, I almost missed bus stops because I was just so into it.
Oh, yeah. What was the name of this again? The dog?
Power of the Dog.
The Power of the Dog.
Yeah.
by
Don Winslow.
Don Winslow.
Yep. Very good read if you're into that. It's I would put it in the same category as like a Tom Clancy novel, except instead of being like all military, it was DEA, like drug lord type of stuff.
Gotcha.
And really good, crazy good. That was the first one, so I was like, no, ate that right up. I was like, all right, I need another book.
Absolutely.
So the next one I read is a book called Legends, which may or may not sound familiar because there is a TV series based on this book on TNT starring Sean Bean.
Okay, all right, yeah.
It's like in the second season, something like that.
He's like a super spy or some shit.
Oh, it's so crazy. So what the deal is this guy, the main dude, Martin Odom is the character's name. Okay. He is a retired CIA agent who is passing his time as a private detective in Brooklyn. But he's seeing a shrink because Martin Odom in the CIA was an undercover field agent who would take on different cover stories, which they called legends. He was so good at adapting them, he doesn't know who the real him is anymore.
Oh, so he sort of lost himself along the way.
Accidentally developed multiple personality disorder by being so good at becoming another person.
Cover, yeah.
That these fake things.
The mask is wearing him.
Yeah, it's oh man. So if the concept alone doesn't grab you, like then the crazy stuff happens because he gets like, I'm just gonna set the scene. I'm not gonna spoil anything because it's definitely one of them like, holy shit, I can't believe what just happened. That's like huge twist.
Yeah.
So he's like, minding his own business, kind of being a PI, sort of like is a very stereotypical, like his office is above a Chinese restaurant and it's all like kind of crappy, and he's got a room off the back that he lives out of, and it's like a big ashtray full of smoked cigarettes, like Tim would have on the groove box, and one day some woman comes to the door and is all like, oh, can you help me? And he's like, I don't know, what do you need help with? And she's like, oh, my sister's husband like skipped out on her, and they're like mega Jewish, and he needs to be there to sign the divorce papers and blah blah blah. And he's like, nope, sounds like that's way too much work. F that noise. And she's like, oh man, that sucks. Well, here's my number in case you change your mind. And it's like, yeah, that's not gonna happen, whatever. And then like a little bit later, his old CIA handler comes a visiting, and they're like, talking, and the CIA handler is all just like, so you're not like looking for any missing husbands, are you? And he's like, no. And she's like, good, all right, see you later. Huh. He goes,
now I want to look for the missing husband.
Yeah, so then it goes on from there, and it's a crazy globe-trotting like adventure, trailing, like you're following this guy and trying to figure out, like as he's trying to figure out who he is and find this dude, like it's just everything that transpires and unfolds, and as the mystery more and more becomes revealed, it's just like, it's so well done because one of the accolades in the book, how they have them in the covers and stuff, was all like, all the clues are right there. It's just, you don't, if you're clever enough to see them. And I was like, after getting to, the twist and everything, I'm like, oh shit, that thing was so right. Cause there were so many hints and things here and there, but just the story was so good, I missed a lot of it.
Oh shit!
So if you like that type of a thing, this
Legends.
One was Legends.
By whom?
This was Dix. Now I gotta find that. I forgot.
Well, while you find that, I'll tell you my Viagra story. Unless you have it right there.
Robert Little.
Robert Little. Well, that's the opposite of my Viagra story, but go ahead.
I'd say thanks to Google, I can just look this stuff
Just
up.
find the shit. Yay, Google. Mystery solved. That's an easy mystery to solve. Now that there's Google.
Yep.
All right, Legends.
Legends by Robert Little. Very good mystery novel.
That does sound pretty cool.
And also set late 90s.
Oh, yeah.
With references to a lot of there's a lot of Soviet Union falling apart things that happen, because that's like when he was active in the CIA was when the wall, not the wall was coming down. Well, the curtain was coming down.
Yeah.
Because
that was a much bigger.
All that
was a much bigger deal than the general public knew. I mean, we watched it from afar, like, oh, isn't that cute? But I mean,
and they go into about all the economic collapse
and the destabilization of everything.
And the mafia's taking over and all that stuff. And I asked my dad, I was like, clearly this is accurate, but how accurate is it? And he's like, very. All that
it was pretty fucking scary shit going on.
Yeah, so book mega cool.
Because I mean, because we're inside the United States, we know about the military might of the United States. We know all the shit we got here. Imagine if the government just collapsed. No more fucking U.S. government. It's done. It's over. That is a lot what it was like. Because I mean, the USSR was the USSR was our counterpart. They were our.
They're the yang to our yin.
Yeah, and it was the tension between the two of us that really helped. I mean, it sucked because you don't really want tension, but they helped keep their group in charge, in control, and we kept our group in control. And we had proxy wars, which were horrible, but it was better than an all-out fucking war. So when they collapsed, it was like, oh shit. And to this day, things are still destabilized. Even though what's scaring the shit out of me is how Russia's kind of getting its momentum back. But the United States has lost a lot of its mojo. So I mean, that's not quite so good, because who's going to challenge? The big red bear is digging in everyone's backyard. Who's going to? There's no Ronald Reagan. There's no more. Obama is not a Ronald Reagan. He's not. No one is scared of Obama. He's not very good at that sort of thing at all.
Yeah, exactly.
But Viagra. Okay, so I decided I was going to try Viagra because I'm always talking shit on it. I'm always saying, I should get myself a bucket of Viagra and just go crazy. I'm going to get that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try one. So I try one. And I take it. And I'm like, okay. I've taken it. I don't really feel very different down there. Everything seems normal. Okay. All right. I feel just like I always do. Completely capable of boner popping, just through the normal course of events.
Yeah.
But then I'm
thinking about tentacles.
Yeah, I'm not even like really thinking about it anymore. So I'm like watching something on the computer, and then I'm like, man,
porn.
I'm like, no, it was just regular stuff because I was just taking it. I wanted to see if it would like affect me, like
like if you could get you all bonerific
without any stimulation.
Watching science videos.
Yeah, just the opposite of erotic stimulation.
Gotcha.
To see if I could just like force me to go through whatever I wanted to go through, regardless of whatever odd, crazy Sherlock-esque thoughts were going on in my fucking brain. So take that, and I don't even really think about it anymore. And I'm sitting there and I'm chilling, I'm watching something on the computer, and then I'm like, man, the color seems off in here. I'm like, the color seems off everywhere. Everything. It's like I'm wearing sunglasses with green lenses.
Oh, that's
really weird, right?
Yeah.
Turns out that's a side effect. That the world just looks very St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, very green, like you're looking at it through a green color gel. All the greens are very green. The other colors, more of a wash. So I'm like, all right, this is a little disturbing, actually.
Yeah.
I'm glad I read about this though. Otherwise, I'd probably freak the fuck out by now.
But I wouldn't like that. No.
No, this is actually kind of off-putting to having a boner because you're like, oh my god, is something wrong with my brain? What's happening here? So I get up and then I get up and then I get the other side effect. I'm like, whoa, I actually feel a little bit lightheaded here. Whoa, wait, everything's green. I'm getting lightheaded. I'm like, am I gonna like wake up somewhere at the end of a trail of destruction with like everything torn apart except for my pants are a little torn? Am I going to turn into the Incredible Hulk? Is that what's happening to me? Don't make me horny.
Wake up in your bathtub with your kidney removed.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, this is really fucking weird. But then all that settled down. I said, oh, okay, I guess nothing happened. So I'm like sitting there and I'm watching Tyson talk about fucking science funding. It was him and 3 other scientists, and they're having a big debate about stuff, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, yeah, man, you know what? There's one guy was more anti-statist, and he's talking about how space program would be better off in private enterprise hands, and I'm like, well, I kind of agree with that. But Tyson brought up a good point. He's like, until you can already prove that you can make money and do it cheaply from space travel, it's going to be hard to. You need to have a government do it because of the fact that the government isn't accountable for its mistakes. It doesn't. It can make the mistakes it needs to make, expensive mistakes, to get to do that, and then comes private enterprise to say, oh, we see what you did there to accomplish that. We can do that way smarter and make more money, and then they sort of follow in the wake, and that has been the model, which we've had from NASA. And I'm watching this, and I'm getting really excited watching it. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting really excited watching it. I'm like, hey, wait for real?
Wait a boner moment.
What the? And yeah, it was like exactly how Ronda Rousey should have been in her last fight.
Stiff and alert.
Unstoppable. And I'm like, wow.
I say she was definitely bleeding.
Now not so much. Her last fight, poor Ronda.
She got wrecked.
Dude, everything that she said that Holmes was going to do to her, that she said she was going to be ready for, Holmes did. Holmes totally schooled her. Just kept like walking backwards, getting her angry, getting her sloppy, getting her confused. And then when you could see Ronda got kind of nervous, so she's like, all right, time to end this with an arm bar, which is like her judo shit. Once she gets your arm, it's over. It's done. You're either going to tap out or snap out. You goddamn pretty much.
You're gonna have to decide whether you want to tap out or you have your arm fucking broken.
Yeah. So she actually got her to the ground twice, I think, maybe even 3 times. Every single time, Holmes managed to get out of it. It's just because Holmes is like 18 feet long.
She's so tall,
and she's just all about moving and staying moving. And dude, Rousey is a tank. She's a fucking Terminator on 2 legs. That's what she is. That's what she does.
Yeah.
But dude, fucking Holmes was just boing, 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 jumping around and just kept punching her in the fucking face.
It's like I was watching her like this. I was like, this woman is like the most Amazonian of Amazon women. Like she is freaking
so hot. So awesome.
Was,
both of them are extraordinarily. Extraordinarily
right there.
Great. Both of them are gorgeous, not just because of they're in great physical shape, but just because their mind and body is so attuned to what they're doing, and they're now at the top of their field, both of them, because Holmes knocked her out. I mean, it's just an amazing accomplishment, and that is like that's like mental Viagra right there. You're just like, yeah, I'm so fucking pumped up for you right now, figuratively, but poor Ronda, man, and then just like punch her in the face over and fucking over again, and then getting her mad, and then like did that one thing where fucking Ross was like, holy shit, she was like a bullfighter. She just like Toro, and fucking she went down and got up looking like, what? He made a mockery, dude. Fucking, and then finally that kick that just put her down.
Yeah,
and I'm like, no. I actually said that when Ronda went down. I'm like, no. This can't be happening.
That would get you a sin from the Cinema Sins guy. No. Ding.
Yeah. Just no. But
So Viagra.
oh yeah, so Viagra.
Watching science and
yeah, then
at full attention.
And then everything like that sort of happened, and then I was like, okay, now I get it. So that's how this works. I feel like I'm on the set of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas for like maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And then it's whatever I want to do for like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
I can just, go out and chop down cherry trees or something. Okay, all right. That's fully acceptable. So I actually did it. I finally did what I've been talking shit about for how many years now?
Oh, I don't know. Almost all of them that I've known.
Yeah, pretty much all of them. All of that I've known it has existed. I've been like, I should get a bucket of those and run wild. Yeah, so now I know. That was definitely something.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, so I still have to find
kind of a funny image.
Well, yeah, a very green image. Don't make me horny. You wouldn't like me when I'm horny. or maybe you will.
Oh yeah, I mean, it also depends on your point of view.
Yeah, it's like, so wait a minute now. So it's like all the skills and patience and of decades of experience, and then 1 decade of just going monosexual for a while, and then like a year of like nothing but pain and suffering, and now out of jail, out of prison, with all my criminal skills, and I can. Holy yeah, okay. I'm going to get in some trouble. That's just, oh my God. It opened up a lot of doors, and the doors that it doesn't open, you can batter them down.
Yeah, right. It sounds like you'd be able to pretty easily.
You have an onboard battering ram, so it's all good. So yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody.
And then
more books. More books.
Your boner story is finished.
It's totally done.
One final book I
I
read.
didn't know you had another book. I was going to wait till the end. I'm sorry, Pete. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. I thought you.
I just violated it. I couldn't keep it in my pants anymore.
No, actually, it works because of the last book that I read was Red Dragon by Thomas Harris.
Okay.
The first time we were introduced to Lecter.
Oh, that Red Dragon.
Yes.
What did you? I've been meaning for years to read that. What did you think, Pete?
It was fantastic.
Really?
I really liked it, especially
compared
because
to the best of the movies. Where would you put it?
Oh, it directs the movies.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's so much better than. I mean, Silence of the Lambs, movie-wise, I would say is the best of the movies of the films, and so this book is better than that. Like, it's
no shit.
The book, you really don't see the Lecter character in this one because it's not about him. He's there. Yeah. Like, the character is created in this book, so he exists. And but have you watched the show at all, Hannibal?
No, I have not.
That show takes a lot from this book about like what Will Graham and the FBI agents and stuff, what they've gone through comes from this book, stuff that's mentioned here. And the show Hannibal is really, really good with Mads Mikkelsen as Dr. Lecter. Oh man, he's good. But Red Dragon is like, as far as murder mysteries go, it feels like how Silence of the Lambs played out. Like, they know who they're looking for. They're just trying to catch him. And like, so the Lecter character is being consulted as to like they ask him like, what do you think of this guy? Here's the case file. And that's kind of it. And then the murderer guy sends him a letter, but he it's just the serial killer is a twisted person, like all kind of problems with this whole thing where he's becoming the dragon, and he needs to show these families his love and murder them to absorb them into his becoming. And it's like, it's fucking twisted.
Oh shit.
And very, very, like, the writing style's pretty simple, like, and all three of these books, like, none of them are gonna hurt your head as far as like complexity, I would say of like the writing style, but they're all intelligently written.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
No, yes.
Like, you know, they're definitely not written by 3-year-olds.
It's not Twilight.
Right. It's definitely no 50 Shades of Grey. The audience that they're written for are people who have read books before. You know, but it's also not like a Tale of Two Cities type of style where it's real like grandiose or anything like that.
Yeah, so grandiose it's dry.
Right. And it's like, and I could say this about all 3 books. All of them are super well paced. You're never tired out from action or bored as shit from people standing around. Like, all the backstory is well placed. Any kind of flashbacks are like, they don't feel like, nothing feels out of place. Everything is very well constructed. But the Red Dragon, man, if you're a fan of that series of the films and the TV show, the book blows it all out of the water.
Man, yeah, check this out now.
Man, was it good? Like, another one, I couldn't put it down. I was just like, I gotta find out what happens next. And it's like, and then, you know, the stuff that like you can kind of see coming. It's just like, it's even worse than you imagine it. Because, oh wow, it is so good. And
who's this by?
Thomas Harris is the author's name. And I looked that one up ahead of time.
Aha!
While you were Viagraing. While you were getting hard, I was getting.
You were working hard. I got
and then I was like, so then I ran out of books, and I've been bookless for like a couple days. But I came home tonight from work to find a new book on my laptop, which is called Before the Frost by Henning Mankell. Okay. And this is about a guy, it's a detective series. The detective's name is Kurt Wallander. And there's also a TV show based on these books. And I think he's a homicide detective or something like that. But it's a Swedish author. And my dad said these are also really good, like whodunit type novels. So I'm looking forward to getting into the next one so that I can have more good mixed media review from the book club corner.
Word.
And like, it's also like, I've also been really stoked about reading lately too, which is nice considering how like super tech, you know, I normally am.
Yeah.
With playing the video games and doing the podcastings and listening to a lot of audiobooks and stuff. Like,
there's just no replacing reading. Your eyes and the way that information enters the brain. It's a different experience than listening. It really is.
It's really, really, it helps make your brain space a better place to be.
Right on. That's what I'm talking about.
So yeah, that's so those are my media mixes that I have absorbed and reviewed here for your listening pleasure.
Well, we let's see. We might have time to squeeze in a little weird news. We got some couple funny stories there.
Oh yeah, do you have a couple weird things?
Well, yeah, a few weird things. They're also news items.
Nice.
I do believe we have a segment for this.
Oh yeah, we totally do, man.
What is it called, Pete? I can't remember.
Let me think. Hold on. Where's Google? Oh yes, weird news.
Woo! Whether it's people eating Pete on eggs in China or a woman who discovers her second vagina, straight from the internet, it's weird news. That's right, weird news, some of which is brought to you by way of Chuck Shepard's newsoftheweird.com, some from the Smoking Gun, the Raw Story, HuffingtonPost.com, and some from random sorted APR news sources scattered throughout the interwebs. Yep, Rudy. And by the way,
it's funny that you say, considering I just walked into a spider tunnel full of webs. Spider tunnel. I knew a girl like that once.
Oh, was she full of webs?
Oh, gross.
She was when you were done. Skeet.
Couldn't get
Anyway, but by the way, I've said it many episodes before, but if you guys get a chance You can check out Chuck Shepard's newsoftheweird.com. He's got not just some news stories there that are kind of odd, but he's got a lot of other stuff there that he put together. So any traffic we can send his way would be super duper.
Nice.
All right, let's go to our first segment here. Instead of dumbass criminals, we had to be PC and change its name to dumbass persons who do bad things.
Okay.
And you'll understand when you hear the story.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Skeptics feared it was just a matter of time until the political correctness movement turned its attention to dignity for thieves. San Francisco's sfgate.com reported in November on a discussion in an upscale neighborhood about whether someone committing petty nonviolent theft should be referred to by the offensive term criminal, rather than as, for example, quote, the person who stole my bicycle.
Wow, what the fuck?
Since criminal implies a harsher level of evil and fails to acknowledge factors that might have caused momentary desperation by a person in severe need.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Next up.
Hurts.
Yeah.
That's like, that's right up there. I was being a little nosy on the bus because there was no fucking choice but to be all jammed up in each other's business last night. But this guy was reading a book, so I kind of like reading over his shoulder, and it was like one of these fucked up, like mega religious propaganda pieces about sex. Like the part he was at was like how sex is viewed in different ways by non-God-fearing people, and it's like, oh, sex is spiritual, like it's elevated from being demonic up to being up to being heavenly, like the author of this book is saying that sex is an evil demonic thing. I'm like, no wonder these people are so fucking uptight. They're not allowed to eat a bucket of Viagra and get the rocks.
Yeah!
Fucking assholes. Sorry,
That's all right.
That shit pisses me off as much as the whole PC movement does.
Oh yeah, well, we got some more. We got some more PC bullshit.
Yes.
This next one's called Young Ass Criminal. Lowering the bar and zero tolerance. Here we go. The 6-year-old son of Martha Meal was given an automatic 3-day out-of-school suspension at Our Lady of Lourdes in Cincinnati back in October, after emulating actions of his favorite Power Rangers characters. He pretended to shoot a bow and arrow at another student. He didn't have a bow and arrow. He mimed the action. Principal Joe Craccioli was adamant, insisting that he has no tolerance for any real, pretend, or imitated violence.
What the actual fuck?
An exasperated Martha Meal confessed she was at a loss about how a 6-year-old boy is supposed to block out the concept of a superhero fighter and instead say he was a superhero counselor. Like, what? Why?
Oh, no.
Huh? That's from WLWT-TV in Cincinnati.
WTF-TV.
Yeah, really. What the fuck?
What the fuck, man? Like, just it's
pretty fucking
bad enough
gay.
Our kids are becoming stupid and pussified and just being told it's okay to feel entitled about shit. Like, this is that's just completely fucking
retarded. It's retarded and gay.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's retarded and gay.
So next one's called Marriage Simulator. U.S. and European entrepreneurs offer extreme games in which liability-waiving players volunteer for hours of kidnapping, pain, and death threats.
Oh, fun. Yeah, Mary, I get it.
But the under-the-radar McCamey Manor in Southern California, said to have a waiting list of 27,000, is notable for the starkness of its threats of brutality and the absence of any safe words with which a suddenly reluctant player can beg off. Only Russ McCamey himself decides if a player has had enough. The product is 100% fear, he said. We're good at it, he told the London's The Guardian in an October dispatch from San Diego, whose reporter overheard one of McCamey's thugs promise, "I'm going to tear that girl apart, and no one is leaving with eyebrows today." It's a very odd... That last threat's a very odd one to me.
What the fuck? So what is the service that they offer?
They just like kidnap you and beat the shit out of you and torture you.
Oh.
until they feel
Well,
you've
I
had
mean,
enough.
there are people that are like that have those fantasies. They're like totally down with that type
And,
of thing.
yeah, and there's no safe word. There's no way you can stop what's being done to you, and they just do it. Which is why I called it a marriage simulator.
Right. Yeah. And
Now,
sign all that paperwork.
let's get back to some good old-fashioned dumbass criminals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was teasing.
You know
I was
I
teasing.
did.
Oh yeah. I wanted to work up to the moment. You know, I
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
I wanted our weird news to be heavenly, not demonic. Nicholas Allegredo, age 23, was convicted of shoplifting in Cambridge, England, in October in absentia because he's still at large. The prosecutor knows Allegredo is his man because shortly after the February theft, police released a surveillance photo of Allegredo leaving the store with the unpaid-for item. And Allegredo had come to a police station to complain that the suddenly public picture made him look guilty. In fact, he claimed he intended to pay for the item, but had gotten distracted, and besides, he added his body language often looks somewhat, quote, dodgy, anyway, from the Cambridge News. Also, from way back in October, Rezwan Hussein, age 29, was sentenced to 11 years in prison for the illegal drugs enterprise he ran from his mother's basement in Rochdale, England. He's working from home. He had apparently avoided detection until March when the Greater Manchester police arrived to question his brother. Hussein said his brother wasn't home and they left, but a frightened Hussein ran upstairs and began tossing 500 pounds of drugs out of the window in preparation for his getaway. Yeah. However, police had
The cops were under the window.
they hadn't driven away yet, Pete, and the first bag of nearly $5 million worth of fucking dope lamped in the land right beside their car.
Mm-hmm.
From the Manchester Evening News, dumb ass criminal.
Oh my goodness.
We got a weird ass criminal.
That's so amazingly dumb. It's actually amazing.
Yeah,
okay, weird ass criminals.
Among the approximately 100 arrests Seattle police made in October drug sting were of a man age 63 and a woman 58 accused only of retail theft of $150,000 worth of goods, including 400 pairs of jeans.
How?
Police said the couple ordered items from shoplifters and seemed to have an insatiable appetite for denim. So they actually were employing shoplifters to steal them all these jeans because they had some weird fetish for them. If they were stolen by shoplifters, stolen jeans, stolen denim jeans.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's fucking weird.
That is a weird ass criminal.
Yeah, I guess that's why we have this segment.
Oh, yeah. In November, police in Bethel, Connecticut arrested Nelson Montalvo, age 50, accused of taking about 30 items of underwear from one particular home. Montalvo's motive is being investigated. Being a creeper, I guess, isn't a legal definition yet. But police said his modus operandi was to remove items, cut holes in them, and return them to the home. It's from the APR, Associated Press via Seattle Post Intelligence.
We know what goes in those holes.
Yeah.
Bucket of Viagra.
Oh, yeah. A Viagra erected totem pole. The Blackhead Whisperer. Upland, California, dermatologist Sandra Lee is a social media cult figure with a massive audience on YouTube where her cyst and pimple-popping videos, charmingly, soothingly narrated, have garnered 170 million views. The popping community on Reddit.com site has more than 60,000 members. Dr. Lee admits longing for the perfect blackhead, which to her apparently means one that is photogenic and slides out easily from its snug epidermal home. Several popping fanatics told a Washington Post reporter that watching the videos is therapy for anxiety, but one fan, a Mr. Wilson, apparently gets his therapy by submitting videos of his own unsoothing, oil-laden bursts. From the Washington Post. I actually went to go to the site because I'm like, this can't be real. To see if
Did you watch
real.
it?
It's real. She's like a real.
Sounds like it's real gross.
Well, she's a real doctor, and
Right. A dermatologist?
yeah.
Said? Okay.
Dermatologist Dr. Sandra Lee. She's a real doctor, so it's legitimate. And a lot of people they get like real. Remember we called them BP, back pussy.
Yeah.
and because he had that big lump on his back, like that's terrible. That was a like a cyst kind of blackhead thing, and it just apparently dead skin because she's talking about it while she does it. Dead like skin tissue and shit will get trapped inside the skin, and instead of being carried away, the dead cells they just start to collect, and your body goes, oh shit, and makes like a little fucking bag around them because it's like I don't know what to do with this shit.
Right.
And then it sort of pusses and gets icky and grows. And it can cause a lot of discomfort if you can imagine. Everyone's had like a blackhead or a pimple.
Yeah, like they can be painful.
But they get to be really big. Sometimes they'll be under people's scalps. Usually a lot of them are on the back. And what she does is she's helping him. She's like, here, I'm going to help you. And just sort of has like it's like little mini surgery. Just cuts it open and
like lances it.
Yes, in a way, there's like a really weird kind of. It looks like a pen, but the end has like a round metal circle on it, and she just sort of sticks it in there and spins it around, and it like takes like a whole chunk of meat out. Ugh. And then she kind of stretches it out and pulls like the whole insides out.
Gnarly.
But for the person who's experiencing it, it's really good for them because they were in pain. And now they're getting they can't reach it. They can't do anything about it. They just suffer with this ugly like lump on their back. Now, why someone would why someone would watch this and like get good feelings from it? Don't understand. I watched part of one. I'm like, all right, I can't. No, I was interested in it just for because she's describing it medically, and I'm like, oh, I've always wondered about how blackheads are formed, what the deal is, how the body deals with that and stuff. And so totally know everything I need to know and never need to watch one of these ever the fuck again. Ugh.
Oh, that's just nasty. Yo, that's nasty.
That was
oh, you nasty.
Yo, that was nasty. Another one here we have a dog bites man. And this one, another human was shot by his dog, this time in October in Kosciuszko County, Indiana.
Okay.
Allie Carter's pooch had wandered over to Carter's shotgun on the ground and stepped on it, firing one round into Carter's left foot. As a bonus, Carter's dog's name is Trigger. I shit you not. So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
And a half. Well played.
Another one is this last one's called Follow the Yellow Brick Road.
Yellow what?
The Yellow Brick Road.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if there was a pun there or not.
Well, it kind of. Let's see. Here we are. A truck driver in Ashton, England, in October was working for a company named Dasher Intelligent Logistics when his tractor trailer got stuck in a narrow alley. It was directed there by the sat-nav in violation of all common sense. It just kept directing him into narrower and narrower alleyways until finally directed him down into this because over in England they have cities that were around before cars, and apparently they don't widen their streets. So you have something like a tractor trailer go down there. It ain't going nowhere.
It's going to go so far.
This, but there's a bonus. This is not the first time SatNav had misdirected a large vehicle into the same narrow alley.
Whatever fucking store or whatever that people are trying to deliver to must like have a really jacked up way of. Man, the whole thing I was going for just failed.
It got stuck in the alleyway of your brain.
Yeah, done messed up my fucking.
And it couldn't make it out to your mouth. The bonus is this is not the first time SatNav has misdirected a vehicle into the same alley.
They were prepared.
Moreover, it's happened so often, the town even placed a formal traffic sign at the approach to the alley saying, quote, "Do not follow SatNav next left," end quote. That's how often big-ass trucks and tractor trailers get stuck in this narrow-ass alley. Apparently, the SatNav is, Skynet's rising up in just this alley and trying to take over humanity just in this alley. That's from the Manchester Evening News.
Well,
there is one more story.
Okay.
A strip club patron called police to report that he was assaulted by an adult dancer after suggesting that she should, quote, go to the gym and lose weight, according to the South Carolina police report. Kyle Yeomans, age 23, told police that he was at Derriere's Gentlemen's Club in Myrtle Beach, Derriere's, early Sunday. When
Great
the
name for a fucking gentleman's club.
early Sunday. I'm thinking like 8 in the morning. When the 1:45 a.m. attack occurred. So basically late Saturday night.
Late Saturday night.
All right. Yeomans recalled that the stripper was annoying him and that she kept trying to talk to him, and he was tired of it, investigators noted. Yeomans, what do you expect them to do? They're strippers. Told police that he was drunk at the time and rated his level of intoxication an 11 out of 10. In response to...
I was so drunk. I was at like an 11, bro.
But the scale's 1 to 10. But it was 11.
Trust me. What? I don't know why it needs to go that high either.
In response to being annoyed, Yeomans told the dancer, quote, she should go back to the gym and lose weight. The stripper, Yeomans said, was a white female with long black hair. He estimated that she weighed between 115 and 120 pounds and was no more than 25 years old. Yeomans also reported that his attacker had, quote, a muffin top. After receiving Yeomans' unsolicited fitness advice, the stripper allegedly, quote, reached off the stage and struck him 4 times in the face, end quote. Police noted Yeomans said he was then dragged out of Derriere's by bouncers who were, quote, unnecessarily rough with him, end quote. Yeomans, who waited about 17 hours to report the incident, had injuries on his face consistent with his statement of being struck, police reported. Yeomans said that the injuries were caused by the stripper who was hitting him while wearing a ring. That can hurt, especially when you're a dumb drunk dude just standing there.
It sounds to me like he fucking deserved every ounce of this beating.
Probably, yeah. Witness Joshua Hillian, a Yeoman's a friend of his that was visiting the bar with him, told police that while he did not hear what Yeoman told the dancer, he did see her strike the victim in the face 4 times. Asked if he wanted to press charges against the stripper, Yeomans replied that, quote, he wanted nothing more than a report to be filed. Still, an officer sought to follow up with the assault claim, but Derriere's was closed when the police stopped by Sunday evening. So I guess that's as far as justice went. And that,
I guess so,
is all the weird-ass news that is good news.
What a fucking scumbag. The stripper beat me up because I said she was fat. Well, dude, like, 1, you deserve it, and 2, you're fucking off. If you're getting your ass beat by a muffin top stripper with a ring and then tossed up by the bouncers, you're definitely a fucking tosser anyway. So.
Well, I think it might have been a little more than just him saying, no, go away, you're too fat for me. He was probably being a belligerent drunk asshole.
Oh, yeah.
And, shit escalated to that point. Because, otherwise the bouncers would have been, like, maybe a little more...
But it's just like, come over here and talk to this other dancer or something.
Yeah. So, obviously, they were watching this fucking guy. Oh, shit. Man, I can't believe why did I sneeze? Out of nowhere.
Why did you sneeze?
Well, no, usually I'll get some kind of a warning or something, like I feel a sneeze coming on. That one was just like my nose said, hey, fuck you, sneeze.
Very much like my microphone mute button decided to say, hey, fuck you, I'm not working.
Oh, fuck. But yeah, so we learned a lot tonight.
Oh, man, I'm like hella educated.
Learned about some awesome fucking books that Pete read.
Yeah, I can't recommend those enough. If you're into reading stuff, go out and make the reading happen with those, dude.
Oh yeah, especially Red Dragon. I totally want to read that.
Yeah, you should. If you have any interest in that, definitely jump on it. It was super well done. Really creepy bad guy.
Yeah, I like that shit. So we learned about some great new books, lots of riff tracks stuff.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the
Mystery
new
Science Theater 3000 Reborn. That's looking to be fucking awesome as shit. So anywhere there's shit about that, any kind of the new MST stuff on the webs, the interwebs, check it out. Give them traffic. Tell a friend. We want to raise as much interest in this as possible. So they can attract some sponsors and the like. And I'm sure they'll be smart about what sponsors they pick.
Oh yeah, most
Riff Tracks is a lot like that when they do. It started with we just want to get this one movie. Like they wanted to get Starship Troopers.
Oh yeah.
To riff. So they started crowdsourcing it, and they got the money for that and for another film. So the next year they decided, hey, let's go bigger. We want to get Godzilla, the one with Matthew Broderick, and they got that and enough money for Anaconda, which was just hilarious, dude. That was fucking funny as shit. So this year they went the full Monty, and they wanted to get enough to do something they called the crappening, where they got enough for 4 movies all year.
Oh shit!
And was it 4 movies or was it 5 movies? 5 movies all year, and they did. So that was this year. So I mean, the crowdsourcing is a wonderful way for we the public to sidestep what different networks, entertainment sources believe we should be watching, and we can vote with even if it's like $5 or $10.
Yeah,
dude, it's worth it. It shows that, hey, I like this so much, I'm willing to pay for these artists to do what they're doing. I mean, it's good. It sends a message out there for like decent sponsors that won't be scumbags and will let them do their art. Say, hey, look, here's some. Let's jump on board with these guys. And it's a direct way for you to tell the artist, we like your shit. Please, please do more stuff.
That's one of the good things about crowdsourcing these type of any kind of project is like you said, it allows the public to vote with their wallets. It's a great way to judge interest in a thing. It's good stuff when it's being used properly and not to just steal money has been a problem with a lot of these things, but
Well, yeah.
But MST is hilarious, and I'm really glad they got funded. And Riff Tracks also hilarious.
Can't wait to see all this fucking awesome that's coming our way. The new Sherlock episode, awesome. The Doctor Who Christmas special will be coming out as well. Oh yeah,
that always happens.
And they're even going to be playing it in theaters as well. Same treatment as Sherlock. I'm living like my dork dream. It's my geek's paradise.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Sherlock,
speaking of
MST, all this, it's.
Speaking of geeky, nerdy, dorky things, have you seen the Civil War trailer?
Yes.
America Civil War trailer.
Yes, and I'll tell you one thing about Captain America. The first movie where they do his origin story, I was like, it is what it is. It was. Yeah. It was kind of the typical, the old style comic book movie. Where you just sort of like, whatever.
Yeah.
But Winter Soldier, however, was like, holy shit, they're addressing like issues, and there's actually, it makes you think some about things.
Yeah, Winter Soldier, I thought it was really well done. I liked that one way better than the first one.
Huge! It was a big departure from the style that they used for the first one, and so I'm very excited for Civil War. The idea, it seems like it looks like Cap is really looking out for his friend, who is like, I was evil, but I don't want to be evil anymore, and then and like Iron Man's like, dude, I'm your friend too, Cap. What the fuck?
Yeah, I used to be your friend as well. And they were just like, a spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the trailer for Captain America Civil War, pause this episode.
Yes,
And
go
watch it. And we'll be waiting for you.
And come back. We'll wait. And
okay.
You're back.
All right. Now that you've watched it, they just at the very end when they're kicking the shit out of Iron Man. I was like, oh my goodness.
I was like, God damn.
Because that was fucking nuts. That whole and all the stuff the Marvel Universe is setting up for with the Infinity War coming. With after we get Guardians and stuff, and I can't wait. Although it's interesting how they're doing it so out of fucking cycle, considering what's it called? Civil War just happened in the comics like last year, and the Infinity War was in the 80s.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That's all right. They're making it work.
Books are magical.
Yeah. They're making it work, and whatever most of the departures that they take from the comic books, I'm sure are for good reason.
Many
of them
have
anyway.
Problems the way they do it. I love the Marvel movies. Like they've all been those ones that seem kind of dumb, like had seemed like stupid ideas, have
been incredible,
fucking shockingly great.
Yeah. Two things. I can't wait to see how they work Spider-Man in, because Spider-Man's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, so a new trailer dropped for Batman versus Superman.
Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Yeah, new teaser thing.
And up to this point, I've really liked what I've seen. I liked the vibe I was getting from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw some good shit in this trailer, but I saw some shit that was kind of like making me like, oh, I don't know.
Somebody theorized that was Bizarro.
The monster-looking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing that had the face of a cave troll.
Oh, I didn't see that they released that thing with Doomsday?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I thought you were talking about the little like teaser trailer that got released like last week.
No, I didn't see that one. I saw this. It's a pretty big one.
Oh, okay. I have not watched that yet.
I saw some good. I like how they've got Lex Luthor. I kind of like the treatment they're giving his character.
Even with the dumb wig?
Yeah, especially with the dumb wig. I like that. I like the fact that he's kind of like hip and young, but still evil as fuck.
Gotcha.
I love the line that he gives. The one lady's like, "You're psychotic." It's a 3-syllable word people with small minds use to describe things they can't possibly understand or whatever. It's just the line he used was fucking awesome. So I'm liking what he's bringing to it. I like that direction. I was like, oh, I don't know. I just got like a weird vibe from it. I don't know. Maybe just
I'll have to watch it.
You check it out and tell me what you think, and we'll talk about our.
We'll talk about our feels next time.
And maybe we'll I'll fraps it and we can go over it point for point and pause it and discuss the things that we saw in it.
There you go.
It could be like our little experiment to it.
Analysis.
Yeah, our experiment here into stepping out into new things. Now that big barn door in my head opened on Thanksgiving Eve. And into a whole new world of excitement and Carlness.
New world.
Oh, yes.
It's all that we could sing.
Remember we were singing
copyright.
We were singing about the E flute. Jams the knife, it gets better. It was just so silly because we were so on point with all our fucking shit that day. That was the best. And no one else will get it who wasn't running E flute with that setup that day. But whatever, it was funny and fuck you, world.
At least you guys can run E flute. Oh my goodness, our guys suck at that.
I'll tell you more about that later.
That's something we don't need to bitch about on the show.
Yeah, especially when we're at the end here and discussing about all the awesome shit that we saw and we heard and all the greatness. And we learned that Viagra
makes your dick hard.
Yes, once you get through the phantasmagoric display of green and the little bit of lightheadedness, you're armed and fully operational battle stations, just ready to just pound the shit out of that Alderaan. God damn. But over and over and over and over. Amen. But yeah. Now that's how you end a season 5 podcast.
Oh, yeah. With all kinds of happy positiveness.
With happy positiveness, the color green, and limitless sex.
Yes.
Which brings us to... You've been listening to That's Life.
That's life.
Right, that is correct, at our YouTube channel. Sorry, all that Viagra talk took all the blood from my brain. At youtube.com/That's Life Podcast. That's youtube.com/That's Life Podcast. Not only are there episodes, but there's also little itty bitty ditties, sketches, and other weird hootenannies that we have jammed in there, and we will jam in more. We also have a Facebook page. Pete, why don't you tell them about the Facebook page?
Okay. Well, over at www.facebook.com/That's Life Podcast, you will find our Facebook page. At Facebook it is.
Woo!
Over there on the page, we'll keep you updated with what's going on and when new episodes are coming out, when they get posted, where you can find them. And in the meantime, we leave you with all types of hilarity and kind of like giggly fun stuff to keep you, to keep that comedy vibe, a vibity, vibrant vibe for everyone. So go on over to www.facebook.com/That's Life Podcast and give us a like and a share and tell all your friends.
And if you've enjoyed what you've just heard,
I had fun yakking about it.
be sure to tell a friend, neighbor, or coworker and help us to spread the laughter as far as we can.
So from all of us here at That's Life Podcast, this has been Pete.
And Carl bidding you an adieu, an adieu, and a Viagra green screen adieu. Feel it throbbing within your ass.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck